Good morning, friends. For the last year and a half, this channel has been a space for me to share my love of decorating and all of my home projects with you. But those things are really just an extension of my greater role as a homemaker. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you just a bit of my journey and how I've come to embrace this very important role. Today's video is a collaboration with my dear friend Sarah from Sarah's October Home. I've been following Sarah for over a year now, and every time I watch her videos, I always come away feeling at peace and so incredibly inspired. She has a sweet, gentle spirit that is truly infectious, and her home is beautifully curated with thrifted treasures. It is absolutely stunning. Her video is linked in the description box, so please do me a favor and go over to watch her video once you're done with mine. Leave her a comment letting her know that I sent you, and if you aren't already subscribed to her, you are certainly going to want to after today. I wasn't a girl who dreamed of being a homemaker. I grew up with a mom who was blessed to be able to stay home with me. But as a teen, I remember thinking to myself that I wanted a different life. I had dreamed of being an interior designer for as long as I can remember, and I always wanted to own my own firm. I would be a working mom, the kind who had it all. But as it turned out, God had other plans for my life. When my oldest daughter was 2, I was working full-time and going to school full-time, working towards a bachelor's degree in interior design. For the first time in my adult life, well, in my entire life, I was a straight A student. I was passionate about my studies, and I couldn't wait to start fulfilling all of my dreams. Everything seemed to be falling into place. I had the husband that I loved, I had a beautiful red-headed little girl, a new home, and twin boys on the way. However, little did I know that the trajectory of our lives was soon going to change forever. At 23 weeks, we lost our precious boys. And in that very instant, everything that I thought I wanted out of life changed, and nothing made sense. I had already left my job to focus on my schooling, but when we lost the boys, I decided to take a break from school as well. I never went back. My world revolved around my little girl, and I threw everything into caring for my family. Life revolved around cooking and cleaning, laundry, and all of the daily tasks that make up a homemaker's day. I was slowly becoming that one thing that I swore as a teenager I would never end up being. The funny thing is, I didn't even mind. I took great pride in the role of stay-at-home mom and homemaker. The next year, our beautiful blonde-haired rainbow baby was born, and the sun truly started to shine in my life again, and I had found my true calling. It had been there the whole time, right in front of me. Fast forward to 2024, and our girls are 14 and 18 now, and I can't imagine living this life any other way. My life still revolves around cooking and cleaning and laundry, but it's so much more than that. Having the opportunity to devote my time to creating a safe and cozy home for them to grow up in has been an absolute blessing, one that I wouldn't trade for anything. One of the hardest lessons that I've had to learn over these last 16 years of being a stay-at-home mom and a homemaker, and one that I honestly still struggle with a bit today, is that things don't always have to be perfect. We live in our homes and things aren't always going to be perfectly tidy. That's just how it is. The first several years that I was a stay-at-home mom, I felt like things had to be perfect all the time, and if they weren't, I was clearly failing. After all, that was my job, right? I stayed home and I took care of the kids. There were no excuses. But that isn't reality. Life is messy. People are messy. Finding that balance between living comfortably in our homes and keeping things tidy became my mission. But the truth is, I'm not perfect at that either, and I don't sweep and dust every day as I probably should, and Lord knows I don't mop the floors near enough. And more times than not, last night's dinner dishes don't get washed until the next morning. It doesn't help that the dishwasher keeps breaking down either. And with teenagers, there's constantly some space that needs attention. So yes, things aren't always perfect, and that's okay. I added another English ivy in my swan planter this week, and I wanted to thank everyone who commented on last week's video, letting me know that I needed to add gravel for drainage to the bottom of these indoor planters. I appreciate that tip so much, and so do my plants who are hoping to stay alive this year. So I have yet to jump on the sourdough bandwagon, but I do have a recipe for white bread that my family absolutely loves, and I was trying to make it every single week, but this first couple months of the year have kind of thrown us for a loop, and I have really gotten out of the routine of it. So today I'm gonna whip up a loaf of that. My family absolutely loves it. Most of the time the loaf is gone within a day and a half. It's super easy. It has 5 ingredients, 6 if you count the butter that you're gonna brush on the top for the last few minutes of the baking cycle. But yeah, it's so super easy. I will link the recipe in the description box in case you're interested. But if you're intimidated by sourdough, it is a really, really great option. The recipe on Longbourn Farms blog is for a double loaf, and today I'm just making a single loaf, so I just divide the recipe in half. The only change that I make to it is that I use an active dry yeast instead of a fast acting. This means that I just add the yeast to warm water first and let it bloom for a minute or two before mixing it into the flour mixture. This is just a personal preference for me. Either one will work just fine. I do think that I will eventually try my hand at sourdough. I follow so many YouTubers who make it look so incredibly easy, even though I'm terrified, including Sarah and Lisa at Farmhouse on Boone. I do promise though, if I decide to give it a whirl, I will absolutely take y'all along for the ride. One of the best tips that I could give to any homemaker, especially ones that have smaller kitchens with limited counter space like I do, is to clean as you go. Learning to do this has helped me tremendously, both from a tidiness standpoint and from a mental health one as well. When the kitchen especially is a mess, I can feel my anxiety increase, and I find it so hard to stay motivated to do all the things that I want to do in there. It just gets so overwhelming. We do cook the majority of our meals at home, so staying on top of the mess as we make it really has been a game changer. So dusting is not one of my favorite household jobs to do. So I thought it would be fun to get one of these fun, cute little feather dusters for doing some of the dusting of like the fireplace mantles, the decor, some of my framed art. And so today we're just gonna go around a few spaces in the dining room and the kitchen and try this little thing out. Thank you all so much for watching this week's video. I can't begin to tell you how much this little community means to me. Y'all are truly making my dreams come true each and every week. And a special thank you to Sarah for doing this collaboration with me today. Don't forget to head on over to her channel, Sarah's October Home, and watch her video as well. And make sure to subscribe if you aren't already. I'll see y'all back here on Friday for an all-new video. So until then, bye now.